My name is Dan S. I've been at BYU for about 9 years. My research is a computational chemistry lab where we do simulations and calculations to try and understand chemical reactions.
It may not be exactly what traditional chemists refer to as the wet lab, where you're physically going in there and mixing up reactions and seeing what's happening in the real world. But with computations and theory, we try to mimic reality as best as possible, and we show that it can be very accurate.
We often get asked by petrochemical companies to solve a problem. What they want us to do is design a catalyst that's faster or more selective. So we use the computer models, we examine current catalysts, and then we often redesign them. Or we can design them from scratch. For example, one of the projects that we worked on was a petrochemical company wanted us to design catalysts where we took 2 carbon units and we made it into an 8 carbon unit. Within a matter of months, we were able to give them designs that allowed them to get to the 8 carbon chain compound that they wanted. The tools as a computational chemist are obviously big computers, so this is another fun aspect of the job is we get to use high-performance computers, usually a supercomputing cluster. We get to use hundreds, if not thousands, of computers all at the same time to run the simulations. The qualities that I look for in graduate students are self-motivation. They want to be willing to take on a project and solve it themselves and really show their independence. And then I'm really there just to cheer them on and help them be successful.
He gives us some advice and guidelines, but really it's up to us to figure out that problem. And it's tough at first, definitely tough because you're going to be lost with your first few projects. Once you get that mindset of figuring out how to figure out these tough problems and the training wheels come off, that's when you really do become an independent researcher and makes you successful.
We're really at the frontier of science where we use our computer models to make predictions. My lab in particular is really at the nexus of physics and chemistry, where you get to provide very fundamental insights into chemistry using equations of physics.